I remember when I was first underweight, like I had gotten out of that relationship, and I was in my my rented room. Don't put that on the screen. Don't do that. And I was just like super sick. I couldn't get an appetite. I couldn't hold food because I wait too long to eat, and then so I have all this acid reflux built up from like not having eaten, and then you can't eat because you're full of acid reflux, and it was a hard time at that time. And I just remember I went to this Jewish doctor. He had like a holistic, I would say like a apothecary type store. Like he had a bunch of tinctures that were all kinds of herbs, all kinds of essential oils that obviously you can ingest. And he had basically just holistic medicine. And he was the reason I was able to get an appetite back because he suggested this product that it's like a powder you put under your tongue and then a pill that you take. And I took that for about 2 weeks, and then my stomach started growling again. And I never had once I was underweight, my stomach never growled. I would just get sick, like I'm about to pass out because I haven't eaten. And so, having that experience, I know that there's so many ways to solve a problem that have nothing to do with going to like a hospital, a clinic, none of that. He even did blood tests for like $50. He would sit with you and look under the microscope at your blood and tell you what's going on with you because of that blood sample. And it was a $50 exam. I never did it because, girl, I was broke. I was spending $50 on the medicine that he was suggesting. But it helps so much. And one thing I regret is like I went through this really bad flare up with my eczema because of just being at a certain person's house and their house being like full of animals and just dirty. I flared up really bad. That and I had gotten hot bleach on my hand when I was like in my low immune area of being underweight, and it caused me to flare up too. And he suggested some pills that would, and it was herbal pills that would lead after you take them for maybe 2 weeks, like to a month, to heal your eczema from the inside out. And I never did it because it was like $50. And I was already trying to get my appetite back. I was like, priorities are eat and then we'll worry about the skin condition later. But I do regret it because I think I would have had a solution to my skin problems, and maybe I would have some restorative natures in my skin. But when I tell you that doctor, I say a Jewish doctor because and besides the fact that he's holistic and stuff, because he made a point to say that most of his practice and most of his experience comes from traveling, comes from being in different countries and different locations, different cultures. It's not just going to school and then just, oh, I want to be holistic medicine. And so for me, I was like, this is such a niche thing, but you're so accurate with the things that you have. I don't know. Some things, you're just like, that's the gym. That's the gym. Like, I'm glad I found that place. It's in Fullerton, California. I forget what it's called, but it's off of Harbor Boulevard, South Harbor Boulevard. It's going towards downtown. And if you see it on the left side as you are going down Harbor, highly recommend that you go there. Highly recommend that you listen to his advice. Even take the blood test to see what's going on with your body. Like, $50 in cash versus like how many months and how many times are you gonna get all these results without being able to see the actual test? Like, he's sitting there with you in the microscope showing you what's going on. And so just things like that where it just gives you so much inspiration to be like, I can be healthy and I can have people around me help me be healthy. I wish I wish he had multiple stores. So maybe I should call and get something ordered because that stuff it was good stuff. Good stuff. But highly recommend holistic healing stores. There's a lot of Mexican stores that sell pure, straight up herbs that you can create whatever you want out of them. I got some for memory and for like respiratory health for my family, and they took it and they felt a lot better. Mind you, I thought they were going to make it into a tea. They decided to smoke it. And guess what? It still worked. And there's all kinds of stores like that where if you can get the base ingredient of a product and then use it at your own discretion, you can figure out what works best for you instead of having all those um, things that like take away the quality of the medicine for the sake of preservation or for shipping or for whatever. You can take more control in how you feel after you take your medicine. And it's not just Mexican herbal stores. There's Chinese herbal stores. There's Korean herbal stores. Koreans tend to have more of a like processed product, so it looks more like sellable to the average person. But their products are very high quality too. When it comes to health, when it comes to skin health, when it comes to retaining your inner youth, like your organ youth. Everybody talks about taking enough iron to, have the hemoglobin working in your body, but it's important to have all the building blocks that helps the hemoglobin work in the first place, or the iron work in the first place. I don't know how many times people say, "Oh, we need vitamin D," but we also need vitamin A and K to absorb it. So it's just the same thing with anything. If you take something, they call it a binder. You need something to absorb it, because our bodies, especially with the way that iron is, it's not like it's spinach you're eating where it has all that stuff in the spinach, or it helps you not only have the iron but also digest it. Separating those needs and separating those things because of the processing of things, it just who thought simple ingredients needed ultra processing versus saying these simple ingredients need to be tailored to my body. So I highly recommend herbs that are dried. They got whole cinnamon. I know you go to the regular grocery store and see in the Hispanic aisle all those different herbs that are whole, black pepper, bay leaves, all the things that are just whole sitting there. There are stores filled with things like that, but not just for food, for health, that you can use to make yourself better. So I recommend checking out mom and pop stores way more often, especially the ones that only sell herbs. They know what they're talking about. They do. And oh gosh, growing up, I ate ginger so much. I didn't even know what a stomachache was until I became an adult. Like, what do you mean your stomach can hurt this bad? What do you mean your digestive system can be off this bad? I'm not used to it. There's a lot that I appreciate about growing up in Seattle and my mom being from Seattle, that even when you don't associate it with where it originates from and all stuff, you get to see things work. And I'm just appreciative of that experience. Now, when I say Jewish, I'm just shocked because there's two things. One, I never met someone that's just straight up Jewish in Washington State. That's different. That's different experience. Two, what do you mean you're interested in the things I'm interested in terms of holistic healing, wellness, health? Heck yeah, let's keep that up.